If I asked you if you understood the difference between rhetorical choices and rhetorical appeals, would you start to freak out and start to scream silently? Do you understand how to identify the rhetorical situation and the rhetorical challenge just by reading the prompt? If you don't, your rhetorical analysis essay is probably going to be about absolutely nothing, and you're going to fail. But that's okay, bro. Don't worry. I can teach you. Today, we're going to be working on the 2023 Raquel Gilliland prompt. Before we get into that prompt too deeply, though, here are terms you need to know. Rhetorical appeals, rhetorical choices, rhetorical situation, rhetorical challenge. Do you feel confused? Just go like this. That way, you don't have to worry about this word rhetorical, which is making you confuse all these things together. Rhetorical appeals are what you probably already know. That's the ethos, logos, and pathos. These are what you might think the rhetorical analysis is supposed to be about. But they're not, sis. They're just not. Choices. These are the things that the writer is doing to persuade. You can think of these as moves or strategies. These might be literary devices like metaphors or similes or imagery, or they might also be just generally describable moves that you can think of, like references to family values or things like that. This is what your essay is supposed to be about, partly. See here the directions in the prompt? These are telling me that I'm supposed to write about the choices the writer is making to persuade. But I can't really think about what they're really doing to persuade if I can't discern the rhetorical situation and the rhetorical challenge from the prompt. Think about it. Every choice that you make to persuade someone is based on circumstances of that specific situation. Do you want your parents to send you on a trip to Spain? That's one situation. Do you want to persuade an AP reader to give you a 6 on the rhetorical analysis essay? Different situation. Different situation means different challenges or obstacles to overcome. Remember, different situation, different challenge, different choices. I just have to know what to look for in the prompt. I'm going to use a mnemonic device called SpaceCat to unpack the rhetorical situation. The things you need to worry about right now are in the space part. Space stands for speaker, purpose, audience, context, and exigence. My speaker, as I know, is Raquel. I know that she is a writer and novelist. Purpose is where it says persuade here. That is to sink feet into the dirt. You might think about this literal, but probably I can guess what this means on a metaphorical or thematic level is going to mean that she wants them to connect to the natural world, like the physical natural world. In terms of audience, I know that this is written in 2021 in the Washington Post. The Washington Post is, well, it's a newspaper published in Washington, D.C., so I know these people are going to be urban and also probably highly educated because that is a smart city, generally speaking, not necessarily all the Congress people. Context? I need to think about 2021. I'm thinking pandemic. I'm thinking about people stuck inside. People living their lives online a lot who may now be lacking a connection to the natural world. And finally, the exigence. The exigence means the particular occasion for the essay. That means why she's writing this essay right now. I'm just going to guess, based on my context and my audience and the purpose here, that she is highly worried about people's disconnection from the natural world. And this is the rhetorical situation. Now that I've identified this rhetorical situation, I can think about the rhetorical challenge. And in order to do that, I need to think about friction or tension between speaker and audience based on this situation. And that's going to tell me what the speaker needs to overcome in order to persuade. She is trying to persuade urban readers who've been living inside for a long time online to go outside and sink their feet into the dirt and connect with nature. There might be some physical challenges here in the sense that they live in the city, so they don't have to travel. So it might be, I'm going to write challenge here, inconvenient for them. But there's also going to be just some mental and spiritual resistance that this author is going to have to overcome. They might now have devalued the natural world in their lives inside. She's asking for a change in behavior, and that is always a challenge. If you want to change the way people are living, they're not going to like that. And now I still have this cat part, choices, appeals, and theme. But that's okay. I'm going to worry about this in the next video. Now that I understand the rhetorical challenge that the speaker needs to overcome to persuade their audience according to their specific purpose, I actually have something to look for when I'm reading. I can't just read this thing blindly and try to make a list of everything I see, because I'm going to see like a massive amount of literary choices, and I'm going to see a lot of different appeals to ethos, pathos, and logos. Instead of trying to highlight everything I see and make a list of everything I see, I'm going to look specifically for the choices that I see this author making that will overcome the urban, technological, addicted reader's resistance to going outside and connecting with nature. And I'll show you how to do that in the next video. Thanks for watching Zubify. Come back for more Zubify.